Hello students, welcome to part 1 of the video of chapter number 10 Space Missions for Standard 10th. Subject is Science 1. This chapter carries 5 marks with option and 3 marks without option. Topics to be covered in the chapter are space missions, need and importance of space missions, artificial satellite, types and functions of artificial satellites, orbits of artificial satellites, satellite launching vehicles, space missions away from Earth, moon missions, Mars missions, missions to the other planets, India and space technology, and space debris and its management. We will begin this video with a few activity based questions. The first question is, what is the difference between the space and the sky? The sky is the visible portion of the atmosphere and the outer space. So we can very clearly see the sky with our eyes without any equipment like the telescope from the earth. And it is that region where the sunlight gets scattered in the earth's atmosphere, making it very clearly visible from the earth's surface. Whereas space is everything that goes beyond the sky. So space is something that is outside the earth. It is the infinite three-dimensional expanse in which the stars, the solar system, the other celestial bodies, galaxies and the endless universe exists. Both the space and the sky are vast entities. They do not have any definite boundary. However, the sky is a very tiny part of the space. So what is the difference between space and sky? The visible portion of the atmosphere and the outer space, which can be seen by our eyes without any equipment from the earth, is known as the sky. Whereas the infinite three-dimensional expanse in which the stars, the solar system, the celestial bodies, the galaxies and the endless universe exist is known as the space. Both space and sky lack a definite boundary. That is, both space and sky do not have a definite limit or a definite boundary. But the sky is a very tiny part of the space. What are the different objects in the solar system? The solar system consists of objects that interact with one another. So the solar system is a tiny part of the huge galaxy, and our galaxy is the Milky Way. Our solar system lies in the Milky Way. The sun is the center of the solar system. Then there are 8 planets which revolve around the sun, and you know those planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Some of the planets have their own satellites. Besides the sun, which is a star, the 8 planets, satellites of certain planets, there are asteroids, meteoroids, comets and meteors in the solar system. What is meant by a satellite? Satellite is basically any object in space that orbits or circles around a bigger object. So a satellite is an astronomical object. An astronomical object is any object which is in space which orbits or orbits. Orbits means moves along a curved path. So any astronomical object which is orbiting any planet of our solar system is called as a satellite. So if the moon orbits around the earth, then the moon is called as the satellite of the earth. So how many natural satellites does the earth have? The earth has only one natural satellite, which is the moon. So what are the objectives of space missions? The first objective of space mission is to put the artificial satellites in the orbits around the Earth, and this is done for research purpose and for various other applications. The second objective of space mission is to send the spacecrafts to the outer space for closer observations and for understanding the objects that are placed in the solar system and even outside the solar system. So this is a 2 marks question. What are the two objectives of space mission? What is the first objective? The first objective of space mission is to put artificial satellites in orbits around the Earth for research and various other useful applications. The second objective is to send the spacecrafts to the outer space for close observations and understanding the objects in the solar system and even outside the solar system. On April 12, 1961, the cosmonaut by the name Yuri Gagarin became the first person to travel beyond the Earth's atmosphere and enter the frontiers of the space and even return back safely to the Earth. Gagarin, Gagarin's flight took him almost 300 kilometers above the Earth's surface, and he spent 1 hour 48 minutes circling the planet Earth. This mission by Gagarin showed that humans can not only withstand weightlessness in space but can also function quite well inside the spacecraft. On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong of USA set down his foot safely on the moon from the spacecraft Apollo 11. So Neil Armstrong of USA became the first human to stand on the moon in the year 1969. Rakesh Sharma is the first Indian to reach the outer space on April 12, 1984. He orbited around the Earth and he spent 7 days, 21 hours and 40 minutes in space. Kalpana Chawla was the first Indian-born woman to enter the space. She was one of the 6 crew members who died aboard the space shuttle Columbia in the year 2003. Sunita Williams is yet another American astronaut and US Navy officer who formerly held the records for the most spacewalks in space, that is 7 spacewalks in space, and most spacewalk time for a woman. She has spent a whopping 50 hours and 40 minutes in space. Both Sunita Williams and Kalpana Chawla participated in the space exploration through the missions which were organized by the organization called as NASA of USA. Full form of NASA is National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Full form of NASA can be asked in exam: National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Some more activity based questions. Which types of telescopes are orbiting around the Earth? They are the optical telescopes and the X-ray telescopes. Putting a telescope in space has its own limitations. It can't be too big. It is difficult to repair it. Also, it costs a lot of money. So even after so many limitations, why is it necessary to put the telescopes in space? The main reason to put telescopes in space is to get a clearer view of the planets, stars and galaxies that we are studying. Our atmosphere is like a protective blanket, so it lets in only the visible light to enter our eyes, because you know our eyes are sensitive to visible light. But there are many types of light, like the X-rays, gamma rays, UV rays, infrared rays, which come or which are given out from the heavenly objects. So the atmosphere absorbs these light rays of different wavelength and prevent them from reaching the surface of the earth. Also, the turbulence in the atmosphere, that is the unsteadiness in the atmosphere, blurs the light which is coming from the celestial objects. So the images of the celestial objects in the telescopes appear to be shaky. Also, optical telescopes cannot be used during daytime because of sunlight, and during nights the city lights and cloudy weather cause difficulty in observing the celestial objects. Therefore, it is always better to put the telescopes in space. Where does the signal in your cell phone come from? You must have seen in nearby areas many mobile towers are installed at various places. So the cell phones receive signals from one of these mobile towers which are located in our area. From where does the signal come to the mobile tower? So all the mobile towers are connected to the satellites. The cell phone signal reaching the nearest mobile tower in a vicinity is first transmitted to the satellite, and the satellite then transmits the signal to the mobile tower near the destination. So it is the communication satellite which helps in transmitting the signals to the mobile towers. Where does the signal to your TV set come from? So the signal for a TV set comes from the broadcast satellite. You must have seen photographs showing position of monsoon clouds over the country, either in the newspaper or in the television. So how is this possible? The position of the monsoon clouds is detected with the help of the weather satellite. Need and importance of space missions. The entire world is like a global village. So communication across the globe is possible with the help of telephones and mobile phones. We can contact any person sitting in any corner of the world today. So real-time communication across the globe is possible through space missions. We are able to access a large number of TV channels, and these channels provide us with entertainment. We can also gather information about the events that take place in different parts of the world through the news that are broadcasted on the news channel. So entertainment and receiving the abundant information from the desk at home or office is possible through space missions. Due to internet, we are able to get every information we need at our fingertips. We can get information about everything across the globe. We can communicate, we can do transactions, we can get education, we can carry out group activities, and the list of uses that internet provides us with are endless. So access to huge information is available on internet, and that happens or that is possible only because of space missions. We can get an idea about the natural resources that are available in different parts of the world, and thereby management of natural resources can be done through space missions. Then space missions make it possible to get an advanced alert about the natural calamity that can take place in any corner of the world, and thereby enable us to take proper precautions against that natural calamity. So advanced alerts and management of natural calamities is possible through the study of space missions. Then during war, it is possible to get information about the actions of the enemy through the aerial surveillance or aerial monitoring by using satellites. So satellite surveillance for defense purpose is possible through space mission. Access to various activities like trade, tourism, navigation is also possible through space missions. We have many more importances of space mission. For example, we have the GPS, that is the global positioning system, and this system enables us to determine the location of any place which is within a few meters. So this GPS based systems are increasingly used not only by civilians but also by the military for navigation on the land, air and sea. The weather can be seen on a global scale. So the meteorologist can see the phenomenon like the volcanic eruption, burning of gases, oil fields, development of large systems like the hurricanes and the El Nino effect. Space missions can detect the fossil and mineral reserves in the earth. Space missions can detect the underground water sources. Space missions can measure land and water temperature, growth of algae in the sea, erosion of topsoil from the land. So, there are unlimited applications of space missions. So, this question, which is based on need and importance of space missions, can be asked for 2 marks. So, for 2 marks, you will have to write down 4 points. What is a natural satellite? A natural satellite is an astronomical object orbiting around the Earth or any other planet. So, Moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. Similarly, there are other planets which have their natural satellites. For example, Jupiter has 79 natural satellites. Saturn has 82 natural satellites. So, what is a natural satellite? A natural satellite is any astronomical object orbiting the Earth or any other planet. What are artificial satellites? Artificial satellites are human built objects, and these human built objects orbit the Earth or any other planets in the solar system. So, a man made object orbiting the Earth or any other planet is called as an artificial satellite. The first artificial satellite was Sputnik 1, which was launched in 1957 by the Soviet Union. Since then, dozens of countries have launched their satellites with more than 3,000 currently operating spacecrafts going around the Earth. Satellites are launched in different orbits depending on their missions. Equipment on a satellite is always hardened because the equipment has to survive the radiations and the vacuum of the space. Spacecrafts operating in the solar system use photovoltaic solar panels to derive electricity from sunlight. So, we see solar photovoltaic panels attached to both the sides of the satellites, which appear just like the wings of the satellite. These panels need a lot of surface area and therefore they are pointed towards the sun as the spacecraft moves in the solar system. There are also transmitters and receivers to transmit and receive the signals from and to the earth. Children, these are the full forms of the different types of satellites. INSAT, that is Indian National Satellite. GSAT, Geosynchronous Satellite. IRNSS is Indian Regional Navigational Satellite. IRS, Indian Remote Sensing Satellite. So we must know the full form of all these abbreviations, as these can be asked for 1 mark each. Then these two, that is GSLV and PSLV, these are the abbreviations for. GSL is Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle and PSLV is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. So these two are the launch vehicles through which the satellites are sent in space. So once again, you must know the full form of these two abbreviations, that is GSLV and PSLV. Let us see the classification of artificial satellites depending upon their functions. So the first type of artificial satellite is the weather satellite. The weather satellites are the satellites which are used to monitor the weather and climate of a particular place. These satellites predict daily weather conditions such as temperature and rainfall. Besides, the weather satellites also record air pressure, wind direction, humidity, cloud cover, etc. The information is collected by the meteorologist. These are the people who study weather. And these predictions are then shared in the newspapers or on the internet or on the television for us to know what kind of weather we are going to expect. Communication satellite. Communication satellites help us to establish communication between different places on the surface of the earth through mobile phones or computer assisted internet. With the help of these communication satellites, we can communicate from anywhere at any time and in any form, including the voicemail or the email or the photographs or the audio mails, etc. Broadcasting satellites. These satellites are used for telecasting television and radio programs. Live programs from any place on the earth to any other places can be telecasted with the help of the broadcasting satellites. As a result, one can have access to information about any current events or any current incidents, programs, sports or other events right from his drawing room with the help of these broadcasting satellites. Navigational satellite. Navigational satellites help to determine the location of any place on the earth in terms of its latitude and longitude. These satellites also assist the land, water and air transportation and coordinate the busy schedule on the air, water and on land. These satellites also assist the users in dealing with the real-time traffic conditions. Military satellites. Military satellites are artificial satellites which are used for military purposes. The most common missions of the military satellites are intelligence gathering for security aspects, navigation and military communication. These satellites cannot take continuous images like the television camera. Instead, they take black and white photographs of a target every few seconds. Earth observation satellite. The Earth observation satellites provide a wealth of information as these are used to observe the Earth. These satellites are used to study the various aspects of the Earth's surface, including the forests, oceans, the polar regions, agriculture. It is also used for collecting information about the natural calamities that could strike a particular place. It also helps in exploration and management of natural resources. The classification of satellites and their function is summed up in the form of a table. You can see that this topic is very important. This table is given on page number 137 of your textbook and you have to by heart this table. You must know the names of the different satellites along with their functions, as this question has been asked almost every year. So the types of satellites are weather satellites. The function of the weather satellite is to study and predict the weather of a particular place. These are the names of the Indian satellites which are launched in space. So the weather satellite that India has launched are the INSAT and the GSAT, and the launching vehicle was GSLV. What is the full form of INSAT? Indian National Satellite. What is the full form of GSAT? Geosynchronous Satellite. The launch vehicle was GSLV. What is the full form of GSLV? Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. Communication satellite helps to establish communication between the different locations in the world through the use of specific waves. Once again, the communication satellite that India has launched in space are the INSAT and the GSAT, and the launch vehicle was GSLV. The broadcast satellite helped in telecasting various television programs. Uh, Satellite names: INSAT and GSAT, launching vehicle GSLV. The navigational satellite helps in fixing the location of any place on the Earth's surface precisely in terms of latitude and longitude. The name of the Indian navigational satellite is IRNSS, that is Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. The launch vehicle was PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. The military satellite helps in collecting information for security aspects. The Earth observation satellite helps in the study of forests, deserts, oceans, polar ice on the Earth's surface, exploration and management of the natural resources, observation and guidance in case of natural calamities like floods and earthquakes. The name of the Earth observation satellite that India has launched is the Indian Remote Sensing Satellite, IRS, Indian Remote Sensing Satellite, and the launcher vehicle was PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Once again, please go through this topic and see that you know this table thoroughly.